Amphanis just bloomed.
egg, 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 egg. Can I get an egg in the chat? Joke's on you. I'm already here. Already here. Let me straighten out my face. Meow, 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 meow. 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 Let me start up music in my ears. Well, that didn't start up anything. Here we go. I hope that's not too loud. I think it's a little loud on my end, but I think this is a Eggy volume problem. Here we go. That's better on my end. She's become ew. No, I'm still egg. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I am still very much. I am a egg. As usual. As usual. I am a egg. I'm a egg. Hello. I am nice. I think and hope. I am egg. She's what? I'm egg. Oh yes, good evening to Jake. And good evening to Panis. And good evening to Shinswa. And to Uphill. And to Arx. And to Punk Asian. Congratulations to I Am Panis, who's been a moderator for 42 months. Okay, Twitch is just doing the thing where they just... You know how, like, sometimes every so often, like, they'll just invent a new statutory holiday? Where they're like, okay, it's family day now. We're gonna give you a day off to have you go spend more time with your family. Really, we just wanted a holiday in February. I feel like this is the same thing. This is like this for Twitch, where we're like inventing new things to celebrate. New kinds of anniversary just dropped. But yes, good evening to Nanora, and good evening to Tadanozoka, and to Bagel Post, and to Lavirin, and to Remy, and to Baxter Crook. And I think I got everybody. And then, konbanwa Patamon-san, YouTube no Patamon-san. There we go. There we go. That's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody. Yes. I'm still waiting on merch, and with the current merch drama, I'm sweating it. Which merch drama? The one with the company that I don't. The merch was not even with that company. Or are you talking about the tariffs? There's a lot going on in the world right now. Did you know? There's a lot going on. Good evening. Good evening, Zali. Good evening. Yes, Eggy of the Ego, what is your wisdom? Let's see. Do I have any advice? Ramen eggs are very tasty and easy to make. So you should make them. They are tasty and easy to make. Simply soft boil eggs and marinate them in mirin and soy sauce. And then they are tasty and yummy. Very easy to make. You just need to give yourself enough time for them to marinate a bit, I guess. But also to, yeah, I guess maybe they have a lot of sodium, or more sodium than you would have in a regular egg. So maybe don't have them if you are trying to be low sodium. But gladly, I am not, so... Also, good evening, Hickory, and good evening, Link Storm. We'll have to drink water. Hold on. Egg, you won't believe what I managed to do on Friday. I'm trying to think of all the things you could have possibly accomplished on Friday. Did you go to a convention? Did you, Did you get on a train? Did you... I mean, you already said last week that you had found a job. Did you find an apartment? Did you find an apartment? Because I remember you were talking about that last week. I slipped badly on the stairs. Oh no, it's the opposite of I'm sorry for only guessing good things. I'm sorry for only guessing good things. Did you break any bones? Do we now have like the second like broken bone eggplant of the last few months? Yeah, only Mahjong can protect our heads from the current drama and replace those thoughts with pure frustration and rage about tiles. Yes, channel all your frustrations into a hand that doesn't even give you the tiles that you need to complete it. I had to get stitches on the back of my head and my phone broke. No! Was it like a lot of stitches or was it just like 2? I know when I was a kid, my sister had, like, she fell on her head when getting off the bus, but it was like on her forehead. And I think it wasn't that many stitches though. I think it was only like 2, like 3 or 4. I don't know. I think that's a normal amount of stitches. I mean, the normal amount of stitches to have is like no stitches, but like, I feel like usually when people talk about like having a lot of stitches, it's like, I don't know. What do you guys consider a lot of stitches? And like, you can't just say any stitches, but like, because I think, yeah, my sister's was only like 2 or 3, I think. I don't know. Do they do 1 stitch? Is like that a thing? But yes, I hope you will very soon have no stitches. I hope you will very soon have no stitches, and also a functioning phone. They do 1 stitch? Okay, yeah, because I always wondered, I'm like, is it possible to have like an injury? Like if you get a cut that's like deep enough, but like if it's something that's like deep and narrow, it's like, would they still do stitches on that? Or would they be like, it's too small to be worthwhile? I guess. Oh yeah, finger cuts. True. My record for stitches is 23? On the single cut or like across your whole body? I'm trying to think of like what kind of injury you would have to get 23 stitches. Like maybe if you got like a cut like all the way down your back, maybe? Or like all the way down a leg? No, even on my back. Okay, yeah, because I was like trying to think, I'm like, I feel like even legs would probably not make it to 23. You'd have to be like, I don't know, trying to get like butterflied like a shrimp. Yeah. Without a cast, I forgot that my elbow was broken and I go to pick up something and I'm like, yes, this is horrible pain. Right. I forgot. But yes, everybody stop getting injured. Everybody stop getting injured. Everyone pay attention when you're going down the stairs. And, I mean, we don't need to slip on... We don't need to worry about ice this time of year, so I think we're good there. What else? Any other common hazards? Australians have to worry about ice this time of year. Okay, if you live in... Wait a second. There can't be ice. Australia is warm, right? Hold on. Temperature in Sydney, Australia. What's the weather in Sydney, Australia? It's 18 degrees Celsius. The low is 12 degrees Celsius in Sydney. I know the entire country isn't Sydney, but like that's not ice weather. That's not ice weather. That's 10 degrees too warm. If you left a can of soda outside in that weather, it would turn room temperature. That's not ice weather. Yeah. Australia only needs to worry about Canada-related weather if they go skiing. Yeah, I guess if you're on like the top of a mountain or something. But like if you're on the top of a mountain, I feel like you'd probably be getting snow year-round though, right? Yeah, maybe south end of Argentina has ice, has nice. Can anybody confirm this? Can anybody confirm this? Is Argentina the one with penguins in it? No? Okay. We have the expert here. We have the Argentina expert who says no. There is no snow. But is Argentina... I feel like I remember as a kid learning that there was some country in South America that does have penguins. Was it Argentina? Because, like, I think it was, like, one of the ones that had, like, a, like, chunk of it at, like, the south, towards the South Pole, kind of. Penguins move up all the way to the Caribbean if they please. I don't know. I mean, I guess there is nothing in penguins that say they have to be in cold weather. Like, I imagine they would just adapt, right? Because, like, yeah, I guess they can't be cold. Like, their feathers are to keep warm, but if in warm, then simply have less feather. Fish are still there. Water's still there, fish are still there. Yeah, I guess they would be fine. I think it would be both. I think it would be both Argentina and Peru. I don't know. Yeah, I think Argentina was the one I was told about as a kid, but I guess if Peru is kind of in that same. Also in Peru. Okay, so I mean, at least I'm glad to know that like, I didn't imagine that with my brain. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like everybody has at least one fact that they learned as a kid, not realizing that it was, like, a joke or it was something made up. So I'm glad to know that penguins in South America is, in fact, real. I was not misinformed. I was not fed lies as a child. Well, because, like, I feel like everybody has, like, I don't know, I guess it's stuff like, you know, if you chew gum, it will stay in your stomach. Or, like, if you swallow gum, it will stay in your stomach for 7 years. I feel like that was what I was told as a kid. But, like, that one definitely isn't true. My fake fact is that Eggy is nice and good. Are you saying it's a lie? You're right. I'm probably just average and neutral. That is fine and okay. Changing the channel name and all the branding to just okay Eggy. Okay, Eggy. She's alright. I guess. If you eat carrots, your skin turns orange. Is that one not true? I think that one was true. Wasn't that one true? I thought that one was true, but like you'd have to eat like a lot of carrots to turn orange. Yeah, you'd have to eat like insane amounts of carrots. Wouldn't that just be like carrot poisoning at that point? I know the one mediocre egg. Unbelievable. You guys are all trying to leave me for a worse egg. Not even a better egg. A worse egg. Yeah, because like I think the fake carrot lie that I heard as a kid was that carrots like make your eyesight better, which apparently does actually have like an origin story. I think, wasn't it? I'm like, but then I'm just like, what if the origin story is also like a lie? And I've also been misinformed twice. Because like I was told the origin story for that one was like during World War II, like I think it was the Germans were like trying to figure out why the British were so good at detecting them. And the British had like all this like radar technology that they were developing. And they're like, well, we don't want them to find out about that. So they tried to like spread rumors that like it was carrots. Like carrots make your eyes better and they're feeding their troops a ton of carrots. I don't know if that's true. See, I don't know if that's true. That might be false too. I don't know. I think some guy turned orange, but he had other medical issues. I mean, yeah, I guess there probably would be things that would make you more or less likely to turn orange, right? Yeah, lack of vitamin A makes you blind, but you can't make yourself see better. Yeah. And also, like, I feel like see better is, like, a very, not subjective, but relative thing, right? Because, like, if somebody with, like, perfect 20/20 vision were to eat something that would make them see better, like, what would happen, right? It's like, I feel like eyes don't really work the same way as other things in the body, right? Like, it's one thing to say, like, oh yeah, you should eat protein because it will make your muscles stronger. I don't know if that's necessarily true. That's not the point. But, like, the point is that, like, muscles are, like, a thing that can get stronger or weaker based on, you know, what like what you use them for, how often you use them, and like what you eat, right? Like your muscles can get bigger and smaller, whereas I feel like that's not really how eyes work. Like I think you're born with a set of eyes, and sometimes they work well and sometimes they don't, but typically like it's pretty rare for eyes. I feel like it's pretty rare to get better at seeing over time. I feel like it's usually the other way around. Like it's like something that where you like peak early on and then it's just downhill from there, I guess. We had so much pro-vegetable propaganda in World War II. I wonder, I mean, I guess maybe fresh vegetables, because I remember, like, I don't know. I, too, also watch Tasting History just like everyone else. And, like, sometimes I think about, as well as, like, because, like, I guess fresh vegetables are kind of a difficult thing to bring to war, right? Because usually, like, people who were not at war, they were, like, at home, like, they had like limited foods, right? Because they were trying to like send all the resources to the battlefield. But I guess fresh vegetables are kind of hard to send to the battlefield. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why there was so much pro-vegetable. so many pro-vegetable attitudes, because it's like, yeah, this is something people can grow at home and it's not really taking anything away because it's not really something we can send anyway, I guess. Yeah. What you look at affects your eyes more. True, yeah. Like if you're like looking at screens or something really close up versus like looking in the distance. And probably also things like light, like looking at the sun and stuff. Do not look directly into the sun. Simply do not. But yes, imagine losing the genetic lottery and getting glasses because of bad vision. Yeah, I wonder what that's like. I'll never know. I'll never understand. I just won't understand. I'll just never understand. Speaking of the sun, there's a solar eclipse on Wednesday again? Okay, the glasses are already on. We can pajama though. That's fine. Again? Oh, and thank you for Punkation for paying your taxes. Didn't we just have one? No, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. It was 2024, I think. Yeah, is it like passing? Like, where is it passing? Because, like, I remember where I was the last time there was one, we didn't get like a complete solar eclipse, but like it got dark enough outside that like the street lamps just started turning on automatically because it was dark enough for that to happen. It wasn't like a complete eclipse where I was. I think not far from where I was, it was complete. So it was like very close to complete for me, but like it wasn't a complete eclipse. Yeah, it's not gonna be that much around here. And it's only... Totality passes through Spain this time. Okay. That's okay. Spain can have their fun. It's their turn. It's their turn. You know, 2 years ago it was our turn. Now it's their turn. Is it... Or unless it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, solar eclipse is happening, but it's happening like in the middle of the night when the sun's not really in the sky anyway. Because, like, I know those happen too, right? Although, I don't know, I guess the sun's in the sky somewhere in the world all the time, so I guess it's... Yeah, I guess maybe not. Yes and no. What? Wait, did I say something like astronomically foolish? Not astronomically foolish in like... Not astronomically in the sense of being big, but astronomically in the sense of, like, astronomy. Like with the planets and stars and such. Solar eclipse at night? Well, yeah, because, like... If it's always night somewhere is my point, right? Yeah, I think it's around noonish for us here. I'll have to check the exact time. And what day of the week is it happening? Oh, Wednesday, you said. Wednesday. Wednesday. Well, I'll see what it's like this time. Let's zhong, though. Let's zhong. Let's... Mahjong. Let's go zhonging. It's not 6, 7, 420. This is the wrong screen. Hold on. Why am I sideways? Put me upright, please. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Upright Eggy. Get rotated. I know I rotated myself. It's my own fault. I rotated myself. All right, let's find out what's it gonna be. Oh man. were so close to having the right digits. We were so close. We have a 6, we have a 7, and we have a 20, but we're missing a 4 and we have them in the wrong order. You know, this in alone is kind of mahjong, isn't it? I couldn't get the right tile. 75620. Thank you for pinning that. Let me see if I can copy paste that to YouTube as well. Give me a second. Here we go. Pin. Zawa. Okay. パダモンさん、OBS でメッセージを見たら、日本語で書いているけど、YouTube に見たら、自動翻訳されてなります。だから、YouTube で見たコメントは、ノイズー。うるさい。どうして、こんな風に翻訳されました。ざわ。Yeah, where's Kaiji? Wait, it's a Kagi. It's a Kagi. Saba. Zawa. Zawa. That's like whispers, right? That's like whispers. Like kind of thing, right? I think. I'm really bad with Japanese automatopoeia, I found. Because some of them, I feel like some of them, either I remember them because I hear them enough, or because they feel kind of intuitive. So something like Doki Doki, I know because I've heard it enough. Or like something like Dong, like that feels intuitive, right? But like, I feel like a lot of times I would take like vocabulary quizzes sometimes, and I would get like all the automatopoeia ones wrong. Murmur, rustling, noisy. Oh, you know what? That's probably why it got translated that way. That's probably why. Noisy. Is that like the pss, but not the cat, like how nya is meow? Yeah, I mean animal sounds I guess are. I feel like animal sounds are easier to remember though. Because I feel like animal sounds are something very specific, right? Like nya is what cats say, right? There are no other animals that go nya. It's just cats, right? Cats are the only ones that go nya. And, you know, dogs are the only ones that go wah, 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 right? Like it's very specific to one animal, so I feel like it's easier to remember. Whereas I feel like, even like in English, right? If you think about automatopoeia in English, right? A lot of them are very... like, it's a lot more broad than you think, right? Like, you think about something like bang, right? Where it's like bang, it's like that's a sound of like an explosion, or maybe like a gunshot, or like maybe something hitting something else really hard, or like the sound of a gong, maybe. Like, it's I feel like a lot of automatopoeia that's not related to animals is very broad, right? But what does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding. We're old. That's a song from 2014. Eggy Bingo, check one off for passage of time. We're doing another one. Haven't jonged in a minute. I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Welcome, big guy. And also Bazoo. 2014 was last week. I love living in 2015, the year which it is right now. Anyone want to go see, I'm trying to think of a popular thing from 2015. You guys liked, Big Hero 6? I think that was 2015. Maybe that was a year before that. No, I think that was 2014. Recent enough. It's recent enough. Yeah, did Beba talk you into Big Walk? I need to check to make sure that my computer can run it. Because I know she said she was asking me about it, but I would need to check if people are telling me my computer can run it. I'm not entirely convinced, but the only way I can find out is to, I guess, buy it on Steam and then refund it if I can't, so. Like 300%. Yeah, see, I don't know. Again, I looked at the specs and I was like, ooh, 12 gigabytes of RAM. And then I've been seeing a lot of people being like, yeah, I could run this on my, like, smart refrigerator from 2002. So, like, I guess maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Seems Japanese says 4,000 onomatopoeia and English 1,500. That can't be right. Surely half of them must be like super outdated onomatopoeia that like are not used anymore. Speaking of games, Melty Blood. I mean, I don't know. I would have to get things set up. I need to buy a really long Ethernet cord. But I don't know. Eggy fighting games arc might be sooner than I think it could be. Maybe. I need to buy a desk. I need to go to IKEA. Am I gonna start a war? Am I gonna start the Great Eggplant Fighting Game War, where all of you guys, like, break all your... Everyone breaks their bonds to fight for which fighting game I should play? Man, okay. All eggplants love Melty Blood. I don't know, are you the president of eggplants? Did they vote you president? We're holding an election right now. Does anybody want to put in their candidacy to be the president of eggplants? It doesn't matter because I'm still, maybe I don't know, maybe this is like a like you know how in Canada here how we have like we're still technically part of the monarchy sort of. So like we have a prime minister. I guess the UK is like that too, where there's like a prime minister who's like electorally elected, and then you have like the queen or king, and like they're the one who's like they're technically they have the final say, but like they usually don't use that power. Vote for me, I will raise eggplant taxes. Raise? I mean, you better have eggplant social services to go with that. Otherwise, I think that people aren't going to be too happy. Yeah, the king still has rights in Canada if it's like Australia. Yeah. So the British monarchy, we actually have like there is an actual position in government called like Governor General in Canada, which is supposed to be kind of like a representative of the royal family. It is still, I don't know if it's elected. Usually it's not like somebody actually sent by the royal family, but it's usually somebody who's, I guess, considered like important and accomplished enough that the royal family is like, yeah, they can represent us. But it's more of a symbolic role. Like it doesn't really, I'm sure like the British royal family could veto a rule, or like if there was like a law they really didn't want passed, like they could decide not to do anything with it if they so desired, but I'm not sure that's ever come up. Yeah. Technically, they still have power over us, but no one's actually using it. Yeah, exactly. Wait, why am I losing an election? Wait, I'm assuming I'm the queen of eggplants, so I can't be the president of eggplants. I literally cannot run, like it's not legal, that's the point. Why is not Eggy stuck at 6-7%? Okay. I can't even... I was gonna say, I was like, I can't win an election in my own... with my own eggplants, but then I remember that legally I cannot. Do we need like the governor... Are the mods just the governor generals of eggplants, maybe? Maybe the mods, that's what the mods are. They're the governor generals of eggplants. Eggplant relations. You can be queen and president like in the Star Wars prequels. I have not seen the Star Wars prequels. Does that end well for them? I don't know much about Star Wars. Yeah, see, like, I can't legally be president of eggplants. I'm already queen of eggplants. Hello, Eggy. Hello, Dana, and good evening. Ooh, I'm so good at Mahjong tonight. I mean, I'm actually very mediocre at Mahjong tonight, but, like, I'm in first place, which means that I'm good at Mahjong tonight. Oh. Hold on. I will do the silly. I will do the silly again. I will do the silly. Eggy, who is the guy that looks like Igor from Persona? This guy? Like in Nanoda's picture? I mean, that's Washizu, but I think there are other people in the chat who are more qualified to tell you who he is. You can just say you won in the election in a 96% landslide. I don't want to be dictator egg. I don't want to be dictator of my chat. There are other people who do that. That's Yoro. I am nice. We are in a democracy. Supreme leader of the Democratic Egg Republic. No! Yeah, Eggy chat behaves very well mostly. Yeah. I think I'm just... I try to behave myself in a way that will not attract troublesome people. I'm glad it seems to be working. So yeah, I'm like, I need to... I don't know. Today I was in a lock-in mood. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Chat reflects a streamer? I mean, I guess, yeah. I am a yapper, and it seems that I like yapping about very specific things, but it seems that I attract people who also like yapping about very specific things. I remember the troublesome people that came with Animal Village. Troublesome. Well, I don't know. There's definitely certain games... Okay, well, it's not my problem. Okay. There's definitely certain games that I think are more likely to attract troublesome people. And there's definitely certain styles, I think, of... I guess aesthetics or content that I guess will also attract troublesome people. Like... I feel like... Mahjong Soul does not attract a lot of troublesome people. Like, unless you're using the broadest possible definition of troublesome, and, like, your definition of troublesome is people who play Mahjong. or people who are too good at Mahjong. But like, I feel like Mahjong Soul does not attract a lot of troublesome people. Like, might bring the Yakuza. We're attracting crime. I don't know, maybe one day we'll attract people who are a little too good at Mahjong. Like, we're gonna get some pro who just comes here to, like, flex and then leaves. And then they're really rude about it, too. But I think, yeah, Mahjong Soul is not that kind of game. I'm trying to think what kind of games do tend to, like, attract troublesome... I guess maybe, like, something like Fortnite. Like, something that's very, very popular, specifically with children, I guess. Fortnite, or Minecraft, or, like, anything Roblox. Or I imagine anything that's, like, really popular when it just came out, right? So, like, I imagine, like, something like Deltarune within, like, the first week of release, I feel might bring troublesome crowds, but then, like, after that, it probably calms down a bit, I guess. Yeah. Roblox, mascot horror. Oh, true, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I guess, yeah, mascot horror. War Thunder? Wait, really? Dark. Oh yeah, I guess there's different genres of troublesome people too. Because I feel like when I think of troublesome chatters, I think of like chatters who are probably children and are just, you know, engaging in child antics, you know? But then I'm like, oh right, yeah, I guess there are other kinds of troublesome chatters. I guess, yeah, you're right, Dark Souls. I guess maybe any game where backseating is a concern. Like anything that's too backseat heavy. I also imagine that, like, there's probably kinds of games too, I think, where, like... I would have to ask people who stream more retro games than I do if they run into this. But, you know, sometimes when you have, like, a game that was, like, someone's entire childhood, right? Like, it's, like, a very... like... it's something very close to their heart, which means that if they go into someone's chat and they feel like they're playing the game wrong, they will get mad about it. I feel like that's... I don't know how often that happens, but I feel like depending on the game, it must be something that happens. Just because the War Thunder forums keep leaking... Oh, right, War Thunder is... Ah, that's the one. Because I was like, I forgot what War Thunder was. Okay, now I remember. Now I remember. Yeah, you got the young chatters, backseaters, and there's toxic competitive, like if you play PvP games. True, yeah. I guess I don't play a lot of PvP anything for that matter. I wonder maybe, I'm like, surely probably something like Apex or... I don't know. What are the big PvP ones that people still play right now, other than Fortnite? Or did they all just get eaten by Fortnite? That's also possible. But yeah, I imagine maybe that might also bring certain troublesome crowds with it. Yeah. Eggy Chat is at best tangentially talking about news. I mean, yeah, I mean, stuff is always happening in the world, so, like, we can't exactly just not talk about news, right? Even if it's not big, serious news. I don't know. I've fallen off news a little bit. I need to update myself with news. I think I still have my alarm in the morning set to, like, CBC News. And because it goes off on the hour, usually when it's going, like, when it goes off, it's in the middle of, like, the hourly, like, world news broadcast. And it's always the most, like, depressing possible story that they can come up with for the exact moment when I wake up. It'll be like 6 a.m. and they're like, earthquake in Kumamoto. Or like, a building burned down in this country. Or like, you know, this people in this area had to evacuate due to natural disaster. Like, it's just like the most depressing thing that they could play for me, like, the moment I open my eyes. I'll probably still keep it there. It's just kind of funny every time it happens. Because I'm also just like half awake and I'm just like, what? Does your job require you to keep track of any news or regulations that affect job directly or indirectly? Not really, because none of them really directly affect my department. Like, I'm sure the people, the more business department guys probably have to think more about the economy, but I am a mere customer service worker, and I don't think there's really been, and most of our customers as well are like, I feel like most of the customers that I talk to are usually domestic. So I'm sure, I don't know, whatever's going on in the US probably is somewhat affected, but like most of the people I'm talking to, that's not them, right? But yeah, or like, I don't know, maybe if there was like a postal strike, because I know a few years ago, Post Canada had gone on strike around the holidays, I think. And like where I was working at the time, that was like a huge deal. They were really worried about that because we did send a lot of mail, and we sent it through Post Canada because all the other services were more expensive than I guess what they wanted to pay. So that was a concern. I feel like, yeah, if Post Canada went on strike again, yeah, I guess that would probably be newsworthy. But it's also not my position to worry about it. Yeah. CBC News was my workplace jam. Yeah, for me, CBC is kind of like, so before my grandpa passed away, my grandpa was really into CBC News. Like, he would have it going like 24/7 when we were here, whenever we'd visit. I don't know what time in the morning he would turn it on, but like if somebody was awake in the house, CBC radio was playing. And then like after he passed away, I guess my grandma just wasn't as into it. So yeah. But then recently I was like, you know, CBC still exists. There's nothing stopping me from listening to CBC when I'm just around the house. So I started doing that. And then I got a job, and then I wasn't home. Man, I was good at Mahjong for like maybe like 10 minutes. And then all that skill passed on to Nanora. Thank you for playing, Nanora, and Big Guy for you, and Bazoo. Thank you. Yeah, it seems like Post Canada is always on strike. Has there been another Post Canada strike that happened when I wasn't looking? I thought the last one was like 2024, I think? Like, it hasn't been that long, but it's also, I wouldn't say they're on strike all the time. I feel like maybe they've threatened to strike a few more times, but I wouldn't say that they're like always on strike. I feel like, I don't know, where I live right now, I feel like there's not a lot of, I feel like I don't run into a lot of like actual strikes. I feel like we run into a lot of like near miss strikes. Like, I feel like I've seen a lot of instances where it's like, you know, the bus drivers are threatening to go on strike, but then I guess everybody comes to, like, they figure out negotiations before that happens. So I feel like there's like a lot of near miss strikes, but I feel like we don't have like, I feel like it's been a long time since I was like directly affected by like something like a strike that was actually ongoing. Did the teachers go on strike recently? Maybe that one feels like an important one, but also I am not a child and I'm not a teacher and I don't have children. So I guess maybe I haven't been paying enough attention to that. There was one last fall, wasn't there? Was there? I thought that was like, that was 2024, I'm pretty sure was the last one, wasn't it? Am I wrong? CBC, the past giant tiger location closes, leaving local gap for essentials on a budget. Not giant tiger. But yes. Also, good evening, Lavi and Mary Catch. Hello. And also, hello, Sheriff Pumpkin. Yeah. Wikipedia article and the 2 strikes. Okay, so yeah, I guess... Was it 2 strikes, though? Or was it... No, because it... I'm trying to remember, because I don't remember if it was 2 strikes or if it was 1 strike that lasted from, like... Because I seem to remember it was in the fall, and it, like... I don't remember if it went into January. Like, it was in December, like November, December, and then it went into January, I think? Man, okay. It's okay, I wasn't locked in this time. I wasn't locked in enough. And also, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. I'll have to be more locked in. I don't know. This morning I woke up and I was very sleepy. But now later in the day I'm kind of in a lock-in mood. For the most part, I think. For the most part. Oh, I guess there was another one last fall and I just missed it. Okay. But then again, I guess I wasn't working... last fall, I mean, I was working last fall for part of it. But I wasn't working a job that was, like, super affected by mail deliveries, I guess. So, I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Because, yeah, I'm like, I need to lock in. I need to be... I've been eating too much junk food. I need to be eating less junk food again. I have been too much junk food, egg. I need to be eating less junk food. And I need to be exercising again. And I need to be... more streaming. And I need to be... I don't know, I feel like I'm in the mood to lock in on everything except my actual job that pays me. I'm like, yeah, I need to really lock in on my hobbies and such. Hobbies and chores. And it's like, oh right, yeah, I have another thing that I spend, like... I spend 8 hours a day on. Actually, technically, it's like... Because, like, it's from, like... It's not 9 to 5, it's like 8 to 5 is my schedule, right? So it's not quite 9 to 5. But... So I guess it's like technically 9 hours, but like one of those isn't paid because it's lunch. But maybe... I guess if you add an hour onto each end too for the commute, it's 11 hours. It's 11 hours. Yeah, 9 to 5 included a lunch break. Yeah, paid? I don't remember if ours are paid. I'm not sure. Canadian eggplants, are lunch breaks paid in Canada? Like if you have a 1 hour lunch break? I can't remember if they're paid. I don't think they are. Yeah. But, yeah. Lunch breaks are now unpaid, of course. Yeah, of course they would be. Probably. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure lunch breaks here are unpaid. But, like, your employer is, they're obligated to give you one, but they're not obligated to pay you for it. Yeah, I've been trying to go for walks during my lunch break, though. So I have, like, some kind of exercise. Some kind of exercise. Something resembling exercise happening on a regular basis. Although it did ruin me the other day. Because I went out and it started raining and I didn't have an umbrella. I went down a walk and I was like, okay, there's some like stuff nearby. Maybe I'll go check it out. So I took a walk. I walked into a building. I was in the building for a little bit. Then I exited the building and I saw like a few drops of rain falling and I was like, okay, maybe if I speed up, if I pick up the pace a little, I'll be able to get back to work before it starts raining again. And I was wrong. I gambled and I lost, and then I was just soggy egg for the rest of the day. I was soggy egg. but like, I mean, I guess at least I got exercise. The law says you have to get an unpaid half-hour break at minimum, though of course they can still give you more or pay you if they so choose. Yeah, and I think it also goes by like the length of the shift too. Because I think it's like if you're, because I remember, in high school, I think it's any shift of 5 hours or longer needs to have a break. And I remember this because when I was in high school, my first ever like part-time job in high school would like schedule everybody for 4.5 hour long shifts. This is how it felt. This is how it felt. You see this on the screen right now? That's how it felt to be scheduled for a 4.5 hour long shift. They would schedule everybody for like 4.5 hour long shifts, so they never really had to give anybody any breaks. They're like, oh, it's just like if you took your break at the end. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's just like a 5 hour shift, but you get to go home slightly earlier. Yeah, no more than consecutive 5 hours without a half-hour break, yeah. And then I think if it's an 8-hour shift, I believe I think it needs to be a longer. I think for 8-hour shifts, you have to get like at least a 1 hour lunch or like breaks throughout the day. Because like personally, I take a 1 hour lunch in the middle of the day. But I have a coworker who takes a shorter lunch, but then she takes like breaks before and after. I guess it just depends on what you need. Because like, I don't know, I guess for me it's like, if I'm gonna be on break, I want to be on break, right? Like I want to be in a position of like, do not bother me for the next hour kind of thing, you know? Really? Really? I recall something about having 2 extra 15-minute breaks, but I'm trying to look for a source. I mean, maybe that was like a holdover from the days when more people smoked. Because I know one job I worked, I guess their break schedule apparently, I guess, just had not been updated since like the 1980s or something. And I remember like I still got... Like, even though I didn't smoke, they still gave everybody smoke breaks, essentially. Because I guess they were just like, well, I mean, why would we give smoke breaks? Or, like, why wouldn't we give breaks to everyone else? Like, why would smokers get preferential treatment, right? So... Yeah, I remember when I worked there, I think even something like a 3-hour shift would get, like, a 15-minute break. Because, again, the schedule, I guess, was... This policy was made at a time when that was, I guess, more common. Because smoking is water cooler talks or something. Well, I don't know, because like I feel like, I mean, people definitely still smoke, but I feel like it's maybe like 3 or 4 people out of everybody in my workplace. Like it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's the majority. And it's not like people are like vaping inside the building or anything either. Like it seems to be largely a small group. Does your office have water cooler, coffee, tea talk? Not really. Or at least not for my department. Because the thing with my department is that like, A, it's not a very big company, but also like, there needs to be somebody there to answer phones. Like that's kind of the thing with my department. Is like, I could not go eat lunch with my coworker even if I wanted to, because then we'd both be gone and they don't want that, so. Yeah. Does your office have drama though? Oh, yeah. You don't need to have a water cooler to have drama. Everyone has drama. It came free with your existing with other people. If you think your community doesn't have drama, I don't think you can get more than 3 people in a room without it becoming drama. Hello, Mimori Fua. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for raid. I am NiceEggy. I'm nice and I'm an Eggy, and tonight we are jonging. And we are currently in the middle of a game, but everybody is welcome to join. The code is pinned, so if you want to see if you can get into the next game, feel free to. Because it is Mahjong Monday. I hope your friendlies are going well. They were going well for about 10 minutes, and then they stopped going well. Yeah. But yes, were you also jonging? Oh, thank you for doing the shout out. Yeah, were you also jonging? We are all jonging. Yeah, my office is pretty chill, or maybe everyone just doesn't talk to me about it. Both work for me. I mean, yeah, I guess. Maybe not every office. I guess it also depends what you mean by drama, because I feel like you could classify any conflict as drama, you know? Like, how frivolous does the conflict need to be before it stops counting, you know? Yes. Ah, okay, so then we're going from Zhong to more Zhong. Welcome to Zhong, everyone who came from Zhong. Are you kidding me? Man! 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 Not that anything good would have come of it, but... Would you recommend the conflict to your friends and family? I mean, I don't know. That's what makes good drama? Oh, like, would you complain to people about outside of work? I don't think there's been anything yet that I've come up against where I'm like, yeah, like, this is a direct situation that I can complain to people about. It's zhong all the way down. I mean, what's the point of streaming anything else? Everything you need is right here. It's a zhong. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, it was never gonna be like an amazing hand, but it would have been nice if I would have gotten it a little earlier, you know? I'm sorry for doing a hand like this that just annoys everybody. Yeah, Eggy entering a situation. Yeah, I don't think I've quite been in a situation yet. But also, I don't know. Generally, I try to be nice and good in the office, and... I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm like the best ever at my job. I'm sure somebody else has done it better. But like, at the very least, I am not trying to cause problems on purpose. I aim to be nice and good. Generally. Retelling and gossip. Zhong has betrayal, intrigue, partnerships, and villains. It is a clear beginning and ending, a hero's journey in 8 acts. A hero's journey in 4 wins. Oh, I didn't think this through very well. Okay. But yes, let's conduct ourselves in a nice and good fashion. Enough staying up, I'm bed too off. Have sleeping. I need to be more sleeping these days. This is another part of Eggy lock-in that I'm not really sure how to do. Because, like, I don't know, I feel like lately... I kind of feel like every night I'm playing a game against my body where my body is like, okay, guess how many hours of sleep I need. And I might be like, oh, I mean, we got a lot of, we slept a lot yesterday, so maybe like 6 hours of sleep should be enough. And then I wake up the next day and my body's like, wrong. Or other times, the thing is, this wouldn't be so bad, except that it can also happen if I overestimate, you know? Or sometimes I'm just like, okay, you know, it's a weekend, I slept in, I got like 9 hours of sleep. Is that the correct amount of sleep? And my body's like, no. Like, it's arbitrary. And sometimes I get it right. But I don't know, the rest of the time it's it's a gamble, and if I lose, then I miss my bus. Yeah, sleep accumulates, oversleeping does not. Immune system can want more sleep. Is it the immune? I don't think it's the immune system that's in charge of that, to be honest. I thought that was like I thought that was a completely different thing. Because it's always also, too, it's not always a question of, like... It's not always a question of, like, did I actually get enough rest? But it's a question of, do I feel rested? Because, like, you can definitely feel rested without being rested. And also... Or you can, you know, be rested enough but not feel rested, you know? It's like how there's some foods you can eat and feel full instantly, and there's other foods you can eat like a ton of and still not feel full, right? I don't know what the like sleep version of French fries is, but like, you know. Whoever runs the system that tells me that going to sleep at 4 a.m. is optimal, I just want to have a talk with them. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, I feel like my natural slep in a whack. My natural slep in a whack would be perfect if I worked from home and didn't have to commute. But unfortunately, that is not the situation I am in right now. Because, like, I feel like usually I end up waking up sometime around... Well, depending on when I go to bed. I feel like my natural wake-up time has definitely shifted later. But, like, it used to be, like, if I went to bed at a normal time, I would wake up naturally at around, like, 8:30 in the morning. Now I feel like that's shifted more to 10 a.m. Okay, fine, I get it. I get it. I'm not locked in enough. I get it. Congratulations, Lavi. Thank you for playing Mary Catch and Danon. I get it. GG, BG, bad game. Bad game. Yes, evening, good evening, X-Rock. But yeah, I don't know. I think slep is the hardest one. Because I think the other thing too is that like slep, the only way you can get more slep is to get more time, right? Because like food, it's like, okay, you can eat, you're like, okay, if you feel like you're always hungry during the day, you can like eat more food, right? And that's not going to take you that much longer usually, depending on what the food is, right? So like, I feel like, you know, hunger is one of those things that's not necessarily, like obviously time is an element, but it's not like directly proportional to time, right? Whereas like the only way to get more slep is to take more time, like spend more time sleeping. But like, I don't know. Time is difficult. Time is difficult. It's filling up quickly tonight. You are all very speedy. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like... Because I guess... Yeah, you can't cut corners on rest. But like, I don't know. With time, it's like one of those things. Because the problem with time is that it passes regardless of what you're doing, right? Like, I feel like money, you have a little bit of control over. Like, obviously, there's expenses that are going to happen regardless if you want them to or not, right? Like, you're still going to have to, like, pay rent and pay your bills and stuff. But like on the other hand, you can go to the store and see a thing that you want but do not need and think, no, I don't think I'm going to spend my money on this, right? Like you can actively choose not to buy something most of the time. But like, I feel like when it comes to time, it's like if you're not sure if you have free time and you're not sure what you want to do with it, that free time is already ticking, right? Like if you're like, I have an hour, what should I do with this hour? Like that hour has already started. You know? That hour has already started. The time will pass, and it will keep passing. Even if I sit there and do nothing, it will keep passing. And, like, time also isn't equal, right? Because I feel like that's the other thing, too, right? Is, like, you know, every dollar is worth the same amount, you know, if it's in the same currency, right? But, like... some times of the day are more important than other times of the day. So sometimes it's like, okay, like, yes, I could be the kind of person who wakes up in the morning and exercises. But unfortunately, where I have time is not in the morning, right? That's not where it is. Like, I feel like, you know, 5 minutes in the morning is not equal to 5 minutes in the evening, right? Because, like, 5 minutes in the morning, I have to worry about being, you know, being late for the bus, being on time for work. But when it comes to the afternoon or the evening, it's like, okay, I've done those responsibilities for today. Now I can go think of something else, right? I think that's the thing. That's the thing it is for me, where it's like, the time keeps passing. Yeah, you can only do certain things at certain times of day. Yeah, that too. It's like, oh, do you need to go shopping for something? Well, you can only really do that at a time when the store is open. So good luck with that. I hope you have time when the store is open. Or like, do you have an appointment? You gotta show up at the time of the appointment. Or I think this happens a lot too with like cooking, where it's like, okay, if you're like marinating meat, it's like, yeah, that's got to be done. If you're marinating meat, or if you're like soaking beans or something, like that's got to be done a certain amount of time before. You can't make it really happen faster. I don't know. I'm sure there's some scientist working on like, what if we had meat that could just marinate instantly? I don't know how that would work. Just like inject a syringe of marinade into it or something. I don't know. I don't know. Someone out there is probably working on it. But yeah, good sleeping is one of the reasons I've been trying to do like shorter streams. I'm not trying to be streamer who streams less. I'm just trying to be streamer who sleeps sort of on time. Remember some beef was cheap enough to buy. Now it's like a luxury item. Yeah, I haven't bought any meat in a while. I feel like I've become kind of... I'm not vegetarian because if I go to restaurants, I still very much order meat. But I feel like I've just functionally become vegetarian. Just in turn, because I look at the price of meat and I'm like, that's kind of expensive. And then I just don't buy it. Like, I'm trying to remember, I feel like it's been, like, at least a couple months since the last time I actually, like, made meat at home. Because, like, yeah, I'll get stuff with tofu. I bought some eggs today. I have a lot of stuff with, like, yogurt or, like, some kind of, like, dairy-related protein. I have hummus. Yeah, it is just kind of... just meat. Do you get enough protein? Yeah, I have other sources of protein. They're not meat. They're not meat. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't bought meat at full price in almost a year. Yeah, just like, I don't know, like I said, if I go to a restaurant, I'll probably get something with meat, right? In fact, that's what I usually end up getting. But like, yeah, when it comes to like cooking on my own, I'm just like, no. Yeah, I buy meat, but it's a lot of like cheap frozen ready to cook stuff. Yeah, I guess. Cause like, what do I have? Like, what have I made recently aside from peanut butter noodle? I made beans on rice. Oh yeah, the unintentional chili last week. Yeah, I guess I've made like... I have eggs now. I have like hummus and crackers usually in my lunch. Yeah. Pork is still pretty affordable. Chicken is creeping up in price. Yeah, I feel like I haven't bought pork in a while. I think the last time I bought meat, it was chicken thighs. Which I know are actually, I think, one of the cheaper parts of the chicken usually. But yeah, I think... I don't know, I guess I just like... Those discount food apps that sell frozen meat that's nearing their best before dates are really useful. Yeah, I guess I feel like throw it all in the freezer. I don't know, I think I'm hesitant. I'm nearing my limit, I think, when it comes to buying stuff with the intention of putting it in the freezer. Because I realized that if I put it in the freezer, I'm too much like my grandma. If it goes in the freezer, you're never seeing that thing again. I'm not going to remember that it's there. Especially if it's not, like, directly in front of my face when I open the freezer. Like, if it gets pushed towards the back, that thing is gone forever. It's gone forever. I'm never getting that back. Honestly, I'm kind of even like that with, like, parts of my fridge as well. Like, I don't use the crisper drawer anymore because, I would just keep forgetting stuff in the crisper drawer, and then it would go moldy, and then I'm like, ew, 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 there's mold in the crisper drawer. Why is there mold in the crisper drawer? And it's like, well, it's because of the stuff I forgot in the crisper drawer. Yeah, I have meatballs, chicken tenders, popcorn, shrimp, breaded squid rings. I really like the Superstore / No Frills $10 frozen Appies bags. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe you can thaw a few of them at a time. I think my other thing too is like, I feel like I haven't been cooking much at home lately, but I think it's also because like every time I see a recipe that I'm like, oh, this looks tasty, it involves like deep frying at home, or at least like pan frying, which is probably not terribly good for me, but also scary. I'm scared of hot oil. I'm scared of hot oil. It's scary. I know that most of these recipes are things that you can make with like substantially less oil than what you see in the recipe, but still. Pan of hot oil. Scary, 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 scary. It is too scary. And it would probably ruin whatever pans I have. Put cherries in the crisper drawer because I read they keep very well in there. It worked pretty well. I put cherries in the crisper drawer once. They didn't hold up very well because I forgot them there for too long. Yeah. It's easy to cook. Just mix and match a handful of each and throw it onto a sheet of tinfoil in the toaster oven. I don't have a toaster oven. I have a normal oven. Which, I mean, does largely the same job, but like it takes longer to heat up is all. Yeah, it depends on how deep the oil is in the pan, like a thin film versus thicker layers. Yeah, I guess. Because, like, usually the ones I see are, like, kind of... It's not like a thin film. It's, like, big enough that the thing can be at least halfway submerged in it. Like, if it's a recipe for, like, fried chicken or something. It's, like, deep enough. It's not quite deep frying because it's not, like, a full-on deep fryer, but it's, like, deep enough that, like, you can put, like... Oh, thank you, Dana, and thank you for sprouting... Yeah, like it's deep enough that you could like put, you know, your chicken thigh or whatever it is you're deep frying, and it will be like reasonably covered in oil. It's scary. It's scary. It's a lot of oil, and also probably is a pain to clean up. Scary, 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 scary. Cause like yeah, I don't mind if it's shallow, but like I remember there was a recipe for tofu that I used to do, where like. It was basically you would like marinate it in like a marinade for a couple days, and then the marinade had a lot of oil in it, so after a while you could just like dump the whole thing into the frying pan and just cook it right then and there. And I guess that was like the deepest I've ever fried. I guess. Yeah, frying oil is a mess. The splatter gets everywhere. That's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm concerned about, is like the cleaning. Because even when I've made that tofu, I'd be in front of the stove, and like, yeah, it's one thing to have the splatter on the stove, but like the area right directly in front of the stove would also be like slightly slippery from the stove grease. And it was yucky. It was tasty, but like cleanup wise, it was kind of yucky. I guess I could make it again. I'd have to see. Let me see, is my phone still charged? Or is it dead? Nope, it's not quite dead yet. Let's see if I have enough battery left in here for checking what the recipe was. Recipes. Fried tofu. What are my ingredients? So it's extra firm tofu, and you would marinate it in. I don't need this tile. You would marinate it in soy sauce, garlic, laoganma, sesame oil, vegetable oil, and rice vinegar. And then there's so much oil in that, like, it's soaking in so much oil that you can honestly just dump the whole thing and it just becomes your cooking oil. You can just, like, dump the whole thing in there. It's fine. Time to get a deep fryer? No! Because that's the thing, I know it's probably bad for me to be eating deep fried foods that much, you know? Have you had an abuage before? I can't say I know what that is. Nah! Yeah, I don't know how, but my roommates get oil splatter on top of the fume hood over the stove. Like, the oil is, like, jumping all the way up there. That doesn't surprise me at all, actually. Unless your stove is really, really tall. Ah. Because, like, yeah, I think I've made... Once I tried to make chicken katsu, but I think I did it in the oven. Yeah, I think I did it in the oven that time, instead of at the stovetop. Because it would have involved a lot of hot oil, and that would have been very scary. Okay. Scary, scary, scary. Yeah, oil drops travel in the air. You need to put the fume hood on max before putting the food in oil. Yeah. Well, I think even the other thing too is I feel like, I don't know, it like gets in the air somehow. Like, I remember I knew somebody once who did a lot of like deep frying type cooking at home. And like, their kitchen was like, every surface of it was greasy in a way that seemed to be undoable. Like, or not undoable. Like, it wasn't like, they definitely cleaned often, but I guess just because of all the oil flying around, it just kind of like, it was kind of greasy all the time. Just a little bit greasy, not too greasy, just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, it's scary. It's just scary. I know I'm gonna have to try it someday. Someday there's gonna be something that I'll want to make enough to try it. But until then, scary, scary, scary. Yeah, I heard of someone that couldn't cook much in their one-room apartment because their clothes would take on the smell, especially when frying. Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. I actually dealt with that when I was in Japan too. Everybody, you can check off Eggy mentions being in Japan on the bingo card. Yeah, I dealt with that too. Cause like, the room wasn't that big. And like, to be fair, neither was the stove, but like, the room was small enough that like, if I fried an egg with the window closed, it would like, definitely, everything would smell like fried egg. I can definitely see that happening. I'm shifting in my chair. Current Eggy lock-in goal. New desk and chair. I guess that's the current Eggy lock-in goal.
Chi.
I will. I must lock in. I must be locking in. I must be locking in. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm like... I feel like I go to work and I'm like not particularly locked in. But then I leave work and I'm like, I need to lock in. But I don't know, I guess maybe at work I'm like... I'm doing like just like an average amount of locking in. You know, just enough that stuff gets done. I have to save my true lock-in for when I leave. I have to be lock in Eggy. Can't be sleeping all the time. Can't be too much sleeping. See? Locked in. Locked in. Locked in. Locked in. Yeah, did you guys see in the Discord server? What was that game that you guys... Somebody sent it yesterday. And it's pretty much like... It's Eggplantle. It's like a game where you can like... Basically, it's chat messages. Like you put in the name of a channel. And it sends like chat messages that are from that stream. And you have to guess who said it. Essentially, it's Eggplantle. I got like a 7 out of 10 on Eggplantle the other day. Who done chat? Who done chat? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot the name of the game. I was just like, yeah, it's Eggplantle. I don't know. I got 7 out of 10. I think that's a pretty okay score. Because I think with some of you, you have like very distinct ways of writing. So like the ones from Robert and the ones from Jake, I got them like right away. I think there were some messages that it sent that were just like a little too broad to really be able to like nail down who it was. But yeah, there are some of you I can identify instantly, more than I thought. One day I'll get like a full perfect on Eggplantle. I should show that game to Bulbeba. I'm sure she knows about it already. I feel like it'd be even harder for her though, because I feel like the bigger your chat is, the harder it gets. Like I'm sure it probably tries to take messages mostly from people who are here regularly, so you're not gonna get like, you know, a random person who wandered in for one stream and then you never saw them again and like you don't remember what their username was. Like I'm sure they try to get like regulars, I guess. But yeah, but Bulbeba usually has a bigger chat, so I'm like, I wonder if that would make the game harder. I feel like that would make the game harder. Because it is multiple choice, but there's way more choices to choose from, you know? Really? Oh, somebody else locked in too much. Oh, I'm not locked in at all. I'm not locked in at all. Science McLevin is more locked in her. More locked in her. And Ampersandy and X-Rock. Everybody was more locked in than I was. I need to be locked in. I need to be locked in. Yeah, but Bubba might not be able to read all of chat. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, the thing is that when I see the messages, it's usually not messages that I remember getting, right? It's ones that I know somebody must have sent, but I don't, like, when I look at the message, it's not like, oh yeah, I remember when so-and-so sent that one. Usually I'm like, oh yeah, that there's somebody in my chat who writes like this. This is probably theirs. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. 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 Another lock-in thing to get maybe one day? iPhone. For face track. I don't know. Lately, I don't know. Lately, for about 5 minutes the other day, I thought maybe I should get a new model. Maybe I should get a new model. I thought that for like 5 minutes, and then I realized that no, there's no point. There was no point. I was looking at artists, and I felt like everybody who did something that was like sort of similar to what I was looking for was like very much outside of my price range, I guess. Because, like, I guess maybe, like, and I'd probably have to pay more if I wanted a full body, because I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh, right, yeah, I don't have legs. I've never had legs. But I also have to remember that, like, when I bought this model, right? Like, when I first got this model, this was, like, 5 years ago. So, like, yeah, of course it was cheaper because it was 5 years ago. Like, yeah, the prices are going to be higher now because generally everything costs more than it did 5 years ago for the most part, right? Like, because, yeah, I was looking at VGen, I was like, yeah. Because, like, I feel like no matter what, I'd probably be paying, even before stuff like outfits and stuff, I feel like if I were to get a new model now, like if I suddenly got like banned from using this one and had to get a new one, I feel like I'd probably end up paying like twice as much as I did for the first one. Yeah, the yen has gotten weaker than 5 years ago. Yeah, but the artists I was looking at were like, they were all like outside of Japan. I was just like scrolling through VGen. I did see a few that I liked, but like one of them was like actually sort of okay priced. But the other one I saw, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. And then it was like $1,000+ for just the art, like not rigged. So I was like, oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know you had the model for that long. Yep. I mean, it's gotten updates. So like it didn't have 3 outfits from the beginning. Originally I just had, it was originally just this, right? It was this. I had the glasses from the beginning, actually. But it was just this outfit. And then I got this one later, and then I got this one later. I was in this one to begin with, so I'll stay in this one. So I think that, like, the other thing, too, is at the time, I only got a half body model made because I figured like having legs as a VTuber is kind of a luxury. I think I've said this before. It's a luxury. Having feet is a luxury because how often, like, try to think of like the last time you watched a VTuber stream and like the entire VTuber was on the screen, right? Like, I feel like it's very rare. It's very rare to have that. And even when you do have that, I feel like it happens more with 3D than it does with 2D, right? Like, for a live 2D model, having legs, like, they're nice to have, but they're not necessarily necessary, you know? So I guess at the time I was like, okay, you know what? I will take the cheaper route. I will do a half body model. And then I got 2 more outfits for that half body model. So now it's like, okay, if I want to like get full outfits for these, I'd have to go back and ask for art and rigging and have to get feet, you know? Yeah. Floating torso. I mean, you can just get like a bust model. There are some people who have those too, where it's like, it's not even like half body, it's just like it's like literally just like head and shoulders. Because again, that's all you really need to stream. But it is kind of nice to have, you know, the rest of the body. Tiny VTubers standing on things also happens. I mean, definitely chibi models are a lot more common, I think, than they were back when I commissioned this model. I don't know, I've considered... I saw somebody on VGen had like these chibi models that's like your VTuber sleeping in a bed. Like a chibi version of you sleeping in a bed. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I wouldn't mind one of those. I wouldn't mind one of those. It's on brand, is what I'm saying. Eggy canonically has no legs. No. I have legs, because, like, you've seen my Vroid. I have a Vroid model. It has legs. I, in fact, do have legs. You know, during most streams, those legs are hypothetical, but I do have them. I do have them. Can't see them, therefore they don't exist. Like Schrodinger's legs. Until the Eggy lifts up the model further up on the screen. She both does and does not have legs. But yeah, I don't have legs. Legs are expensive and largely redundant for this type of streaming. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, instances where, like, having legs as a live 2D VTuber would be, like, truly, truly necessary. Like, I've seen some people who have layouts. Like, I've seen people when they do something like Ring Fit or something, where they'll have a layout where it's like you see the VTuber's whole body. But again, usually it's only tracking the face, right? Like, it's very rare to have... Like, you can have body tracking on a live 2D model, but I feel like most people don't do it because, like, it's so much effort and it's so complicated for something you could, like, accomplish much more easily in 3D, right? Like, it gets to a certain point with a live 2D model where you're like, okay, this is a little complicated. Have you tried just doing a 3D model where you can do all this in a much easier to figure out way? Yeah. I have a full body, but my model is basically just the head. Legs do nothing, upper body and arms have slight breathing idle animation. That's true. Just because you have a full body doesn't mean the whole thing needs to be rigged. But yeah, I think if I ever got a new Eggy model, I feel like that'd be something I'd have to, like, subathon for, I feel, almost. Because, like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like at this point in time, it's like, there are prices that I'd be willing to pay for art, and prices I'd be willing to pay for rigging, but the problem is that in order to have a live 2D model, you need both, and I'm not sure I have the budget for both, you know, at this point in time. It's not a huge need. It's not a huge need. And the other thing, too, is that, like, I like this egg. There's nothing wrong with this egg. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. This egg is not broken. So we do not need to fix this egg. It's a good egg, very good egg, thank you. Like, because yeah, I just don't... Like, maybe I would consider getting another outfit for this model. Or maybe having it extended to have legs, you know? But I don't think I need... Like, I don't think I need, like, a whole new body, you know? Yeah, if you change models, it'll take a while to get used to an off-model face compared to the existing one. Yeah, that too. That's, like, another thing. Because, like, even if you don't rebrand completely, I think also because I've been using the same model, like, it'd be one thing if I, like, switched models once every few years, right? Because, like, Bobeba's gone through a few different models, but, like, they all look like Bobeba, right? Like, they're all going... I guess maybe because she... Like, she doesn't draw all of them necessarily. Like, all her models were made by other people for the most part, I think, except for, like, the rats. Like, the rats. They're all rats, but, like, the rats. So I guess there is more consistency between them. But... They all look like Bobeba to me, right? Like, it's not like there's a new Bobeba model and I'm like, whoa, that's gonna take some getting used to, you know? Like, I feel like there's never been, like, a huge shift, you know? Like a completely new overhaul, unexpected, like, you know? It's not like I have to, like, be like, ooh, I have to get used to hearing the voice come out of a different mouth, right? It still feels like the same mouth. It's just, like, the mouth changed shaped a little, you know? I think, I don't know, I guess maybe because I've used the same model for so long, I think maybe, yeah, it would take a little bit of getting used to for some people probably, just hear my voice coming out of, like, because I don't think I would change too much with the design is the thing. Like, maybe I would get, like... Again, if somebody just gave me, like, $1 bajillion to get this stuff done, I feel like I'd probably have a different artist, but I'd try to find somebody with, like... I really like the thick lines is the thing. I like the thick lines. I'd probably be looking for somebody specifically who does that kind of style. And I'd probably get it maybe rigged in a more recent way, because I don't think the rigging on this has been updated since like 2023. So, but I feel like that's the full extent of the changes I'd make probably. Like I wouldn't be making any huge departures. It's not like you'd be getting like a completely new egg, you know? There might be some new details. And like obviously the art style would probably be different if I get somebody else to draw it, but you know, it's egg. It's egg. Eggy, hello Colt. It's egg. Yeah. With temporary models, the complaints are less. Also, if you switch open, people use less. I think you fell off a little bit.
Oh.
With new models, the face looking similar-ish enough is, for some reason, very rare with VTuber models. I mean, I guess because, like, if you're gonna pay that much for a new model, like, you might as well have it look different, right? It's like, that would be like, I mean, I guess, yeah, if you go for something that's too similar to what you already have, that's like if you got your house, like, completely renovated so that it looks exactly the same as it did before you got it renovated. Like, I guess, yeah, I can see why it's like, okay... Like... But yeah, I don't think if I got a new one, I don't think it would be too big of a departure. Nah! Are you kidding me? Am I in the negatives? You don't even have the kindness in your heart to, like, let me die a merciful death. Unbelievable. A face is not a house. Well, okay, think about it this way. Imagine getting, like, spending a ton of money on plastic surgery so that you can continue to look exactly the way you still do. Which, I mean, I guess that's the point of Botox, but, like, you know what I mean, right? Imagine, like, going to get, like, a nose job, and then you walk out with, like, basically the exact same nose you walked in with, right? Worse, not enough to even recheat. True! No! Right, you need, like, 1,000 points to do that, right? Yeah. A VTuber model is not a renovation. Yeah. I guess, but I think the other thing, too, is I think if you're getting a new model, like, if you're doing, like, an overhaul of like, the look of your model, I feel like usually there's a lot of overhauls of, like, other assorted graphical stuff, right? Like, you know, you're probably getting new backgrounds, or you're getting new, like, logos and stuff. I feel like that's kind of... Yeah. It's more of an overhaul than just, like, new model on top of same everything else. Not always, but... Yeah. Broken Rishi list. I have 2 cents in my bank account here. In my Mahjong bank account. Ooh, maybe... Oh, no, that wouldn't work anyway. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, some artists that draw their own models do seem to keep their face around regardless of how the rest of the model changes with the iterations, which is nice. Well, yeah, because I also think, like, from a rigging standpoint, I imagine it's probably easier too, because it means that you already have the face made. Like, something that you see a lot with outfits too is that, like, sometimes people will get new outfits that are drawn and rigged by somebody completely outside of, like, someone other than the person who originally drew and rigged the model, right? Like, they'll hire a separate rigger and a separate artist just for, like, an outfit, because, like, if the style matches up well enough, then, like, there's nowhere that says you have to do it have it done by the same person, you know? So I feel like that's become more common. But Yeah, but it also means that, like, you only need the outfit rigged, right? Like, especially if there's no new hairstyle, it's like, yeah, the head looks the same. Yeah. If your new model is completely different than your old, you have graduated and rebranded. Yeah, that's the thing. I definitely would not go for a full rebrand. There are things I think, in terms of EGGY branding, I think I would do differently. But I don't think I would go for a complete rebrand. I don't think I would go for a complete rebrand. Rebranding is mean and bad. No! Well, sometimes I think about, like, I think because lately when I'm involved in other people's projects, usually I prefer to be credited as NiceEggy rather than as Marie de Leuf, because I think nobody remembers the French name. It's an unfortunate fact, but I think people have trouble with 3 vowels next to each other. So I think if I've debated taking my, like, the full Marie de Leuf off, like, the main branding. Like, I've like debated commissioning, like going back to the person who made my logo and be like, hey, can you make the same thing again, but just change it to say NiceEggy instead of Marie de Leuf? Yeah, keep it on Twitter. Well, even then, I feel like it also gets confusing because, like, my name is NiceEggy everywhere, right? Like, YouTube, I'm NiceEggy. Twitch, I'm NiceEggy. Twitter, I'm NiceEggy. Blue Sky, I'm NiceEggy. My, like, email account for VTubing is niceeggy@gmail.com, right? So where does that leave Marie? Unclear, right? Unclear. The human instinct to blind itself to French is a survival mechanism. Marie de Leuf. Marie de Leuf. Marie de Leuf. Marie de Leuf. Why are you trying to draw the eggplants away from me? Why are you trying to lead them into mean and badness? Mary of the Loaf. Well, I think the other thing too is the reason why I have a name, right? Is because that's just how things were at the time. Congratulations, Pembu. Thank you, Vols and Barraclow, for playing. I can't believe none of you had the audacity to put me into the negatives. You just, like, decided to be 3 inches from killing me and then just not do it. Alright, thank you for playing. But, yeah, like, it's at the time, I think. I chose a human-looking name, which was the style at the time. Well, like, okay, think about how you can probably name at least 2 or 3 VTubers now that don't have, like, a first name, last name kind of structure, right? Because I feel like at the time, everybody was doing first name, last name. You had to have, like, a full government name for your VTuber, right? Like, you gotta have, like, you are Mori Calliope. You are Inugami Korone. You are, like, you know, you are Yukoku Roberu. Like, you got 2 names. Yeah, and, like, even among indies, it was kind of the same thing, too. I feel like most of the people at the time who didn't have a first name, last name kind of thing were people who had, like, previously had a channel on something that doing something else, and they were kind of rebranding into VTubing. So, like, somebody like Bao, right, who, you know, was doing other things previously, but then became a VTuber. I feel like that was, like, they were kind of the exception to the rule, right? Yeah. In the end, it all evolves to Iron Mouse. Yeah, or, like, I guess Iron Mouse is also kind of an exception because, yeah, she was doing this long before anybody else was. And probably long before, like, first name, last name, like, was a common thing. I am Jake Jakinson. Jake Jacobs. Yeah. I have first name, last name too, though most people, so people have an easy time saying my name and not stumbling. Robert Brown. It's a very normal name. But yeah, like, I feel like that was kind of... Yeah, having 2 names was a very recent innovation, but it was the style at the time. Like, think about 2021. Everybody was first name, last name. But, like, nowadays, I feel like it's kind of... It's not, like, gone completely. But, like, I feel like... Like, think about somebody like Doki Bird, right? It's not like first name Doki, last name Bird. Like, you're not going to reference her as, like, Miss Bird. She's just Doki Bird, right? Like, I feel like it's kind of gone back to that, right? Where I feel like the trends have kind of gone back, yeah. Yeah, I feel like most VTubers still have a government name even if it doesn't get used. That's true, because like I think about as well, like somebody like Fuamoko, right? Like nobody calls them Fuwa Abyssguard or Mokoko Abyssguard. Oh, thank you, Photoshopped Friend. Thank you for sprouting. Like no one's addressing them by their full names. It's even within like Hololive's official stuff. They're still not addressed by full name most of the time. They're just Fuamoko, right? Yeah. Hello, Miss Nice. Miss Deluff. Miss Eggy. Yeah. Rococo Prufe joking about being called by her full name. Yeah, like, I guess, I'm trying to think, like, yeah, there's a lot of people who just, like, have a last name but don't use it. I was keep thinking about how, the first time I found out that, like, Professor Bloom's, like, first name was John, and I'm like, there's no way he's John. I don't know, it still makes me laugh. Retro video games YouTuber, John. Yeah, what even is Bibu's second name? No one even calls her Bijou anymore. She doesn't even call herself Bijou anymore. I think it's funny because her name is like Koseki Bijou, right? And like I think like Koseki is like small gem, and Bijou means gem in French. So she's quite literally just Jewel. But now she's just Bibu. Beep boop. Yeah. Who's Shikatsuki? I only know Soy Milk. Wait, Soy Milk has a name? Yeah, Jewel, rock. Yeah, I didn't even know Soy Milk had like an actual government name there. Wait, so I know Shika, like I know where she would have gotten the name. What I'm confused about is how she landed on Soy Milk. Was that just like the name her Twitch account had before? Is there lore to this? First name Soy, last name Milk, yeah. Well, I don't know, a lot of people call her Soy. But I guess maybe that's less like a first name, last name situation and more like a calling somebody named Samantha Sam kind of situation, right? All right, I'm looking at the time now. It's 10:01. I think this might be the last one. I think this will be the last one. If anybody else wants to jump in before I have to go to sleep. Because I wait a little later to say this is the last one, but every single time that it screws me over every time in my own foolishness. Soy Milk has a name? Yeah, her name is Soy Milk. Yeah, I know a Teddy Kuda, which is just bear and Finnish word for cold, so cold bear. Cold bear. Foolish Eggy. You want to speak about yesterday's foolishness? What did I do yesterday? That was foolish. I didn't do anything foolish yesterday. Saturday, that was a different question. I did foolish things on Saturday. But Sunday, no. Uwo to Owo, switching away from the consequence of his irony poison username selection to Uwo Sla was a big loss. Well, I mean, people were calling him Uwo in the first place anyway, which is extremely funny because as a Canadian, I keep thinking about the University of Western Ontario. I wonder if the University of Western Ontario was aware of Mr. Slab. Mr. Uwo Slab. Because, like, UWO is, like, an actual acronym that they use. I mean, they call themselves Western a lot, too, but... Uwo. You said going to sleep early. Ah, yes, yesterday was pretty foolish. Testament to my feebleness. I love how I didn't notice this lav. Yeah, I remember, like, when he first announced that he was changing his name, I remember seeing everybody posting, like, pictures of rocks with his face on it. Or, like, flat rocks. The Uwo slab. I still think of him as Slab Man. It's Slab. The hubris of including, like, Slab's name in Uo's lab without... Yeah. I mean, the thing is, not having punctuation or hyphens or anything, it just, like, looks cleaner. But yeah, it does have the unintentional effect of... I see that with bodegas too, because in my mind, sometimes when she changed it, because originally bodega had, like, an underscore in there, right? And then when she got partner, I think she changed it to be one word. But, like, in my mind, I still read that as bodegarret. Like, I know it's bodega rat, but it's bodegarret. Like, I think on Twitter she still has the underscore. I just say bodeba. Bobeba. I think it's progressed now to just beba. Not even bobeba anymore, it's just beba. We've gone from bodega rat to just beba. Bode Garrett. Yeah. I think also too, when things are all one word, it also messes up TTS. Because even my name sometimes gets butchered by some TTS. NiceEggy. Boda Garrett, like Pret a Manger. Pret a Manger. Prêt à manger? My name will not be butchered by TTS because you have an underscore. Okay, sure. Somehow TTS is perfect in my name, really? I feel like that'd be one who would be, like, likely to mess up. Funny how pet names end up devolving to baby speech. Well, it's just, I just keep cutting off more syllables. I don't think I can get any shorter than Beba before we start to lose, like, the core of what's going on, though. Like, if you say, I can't eventually just have her as, like, Bib. Bib. Be. My good friend, Be. Be. What if Eggy was NiceEggy? Honestly, I'm still surprised. When I was making this account, I thought I was going to need to put an underscore there or a hyphen or something. I'm actually surprised that I got to have it as one word. I'm quite fortunate that nobody on Twitch had ever thought to be a NiceEggy before this. I had an original idea. I'm the only person who ever thought to put those two words together. I don't know. I feel like actually people have put those words together, but just like not as like a name in itself. I remember once, like out of curiosity, I tried Googling NiceEggy, and I feel like most of what I was coming up with was like recipes where they'll be like, you know, like in the description it'll be like, you know, this dessert has like a nice eggy texture, where it's like, you know, for like a custard or something. So I feel like, yeah, people have put those two words next to each other before, but they usually not in the context of, you know, being a NiceEggy, you know? My name gets particularly wacky. What do you mean? You mean people butcher artifacts? I can't believe it. Loki, I have a great first name, last name idea for Mahjong streamer, and I'm 1 minute day away from making a new Twitch account with that name so no one takes it. Is it like Ron Hanneman or something? I feel like that's more Ace Attorney. Is it like Ace Attorney sounding? Is it something that's like Ace Attorney sounding? Yeah, or it's a European naming convention of your last name being like De Blois. Oh yeah, like an egg from the city of Nice, France. Or Nice, France. I'm Marie of Egg. Marie of Egg. Eggy de nice. No, it's Japanese sounding. Okay. Ron Hanneman is absolutely a Phoenix Wright name. I thought of that one like years ago. That one's Ron Hanneman. Anybody is free to take Ron Hanneman if they want. Including Capcom. If there's ever a Mahjong themed Ace Attorney case, Capcom, you can take Ron Hanneman. He's all yours. Ron. But yeah, that's one thing I've considered changing in terms of EGGY branding. Because I feel like everything else I'm reasonably satisfied with in terms of, yeah, this is how I want it to look. This is how I would like to present myself. But yeah, just maybe the name I think is, I don't want to retire the name, but yeah, I might want to change some things. See, I can still win at Mahjong. I can even get a hand that's worth more than 1 Han. Amazing.
Once again, I'm recruiting Pikmin bloomers to an giant mushroom.
I have a job, Faye. I'm employed. I'm trying to get back into Pikmin Bloom, though. I've been walking on my lunch breaks. I probably won't be able to continue that, like once the winter comes, I'll probably stop doing that, but like it's fine for now. I get 60 coins per day and winter will not stop me. I think you don't... Do you get snow? I don't think you get snow. I don't think you get snow. Snow makes things notably more difficult. Seems this year there will be snow. Is it a lot though, or is it like the kind of snow that like melts when it hits the ground because the ground's not frozen enough for it? Ooh.
No.
Suddenly it's the last game and suddenly I'm good at Mahjong. Again. Ooh. Don't know why you seem so against walking in winter. It takes away the cold pretty well. Yeah, but then you have to go in the cold in the first place. Other Canadians, you can vouch for me why I would not want to go to walk as much in the winter. Walking in the snow is great until you stop paying attention and slip on the sidewalk ice. Well, it's so much more resistance, especially when it's like deep snow or if like the sidewalks haven't been shoveled yet. Like it's like imagine walking, but it takes like double the effort, you know? And you're more likely to fall over. Yeah, I live in like a -20 kind of winter. It was cool for like a couple days. Like, oh, it's Christmas. Then month 5, you're like, no, thanks, this sucks. Yeah, it's the same thing here, kind of. Because like, the thing is that like, when it's Christmas, it's also like nice because it's like dark and cold, but also there's Christmas decorations everywhere and everyone's going, yay, yippee, Christmas. But like, once January comes around, it's like the lights, they take down the lights, they take down the decorations, and then it's just like sad for like 2 or 3 months straight, and then it's like a little less sad, but still pretty sad. It's like sad in a different way. What an experience. It was nice. I almost died though. Faye, have you ever tried what is it called? Nordic Spa. It's like the thing where you like go into a sauna for a while. I think if you like being cold this much, I think you would probably want this. It's like you go into a sauna for a while, and then once you get out of the sauna, you do like it's like instant cold plunge as soon as you get out. I'd indeed go to thermal water in winter. It's wonderful. Yeah, did you do, but like it's specifically doing like hot and then like cold plunge instantly. Yes. Man, I thought I had something to tell you about. Yeah, not looking forward to spending extra time getting on clothes just to go out. Also the requirement of clearing snow if you need to go out. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to like account for extra time in the winter. For like boots and the like. I'm a mountain person, Eggy. I know thermal water. Fair. That's true. Yeah, sauna and cold plunge, yeah. I think it's a European thing. But yeah, Faye is probably right. It's probably like a thing anywhere where there's like mountains where they would have either of those things, right? Yeah, sauna, cold plunge, shot of liquor like vodka or whiskey to warm the soul. Well, I don't know. I think when I've done it, I'm not very good at doing the cold plunge. But like, I don't know. I guess you get better at it as you go on. Sauna was invented in Finland. I know. Eggy Denise. Eggy Denise. Eggy Denise. Eggy Dennis. Wow. No! Am I okay? I think I'm still in first, right? No! Bleh. To be honest, I never referred to you as Marie, and your surname reminds me of bread. Because I'm a loaf. Actually, yeah, Faye, we were just talking about that, because I was saying, like, in terms of Eggy branding, that's, like, the one thing I would change, is I would make myself just NiceEggy, like, across the board, instead of having, like, first name, last name kind of thing. Eggy loaf. So I think I'm thinking, yeah, that could be one thing that I think I would change. Because yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I don't think I would ever want to do like a full rebrand. I think the most I would want to do would be like, at various points I've considered launching like, not like an alternate persona, but like, because the thing is that I found, right, is the egg is kind of inherently silly, right? Like, I am egg. I have eggs in my eyes. This is kind of an inherently silly design. And I found when I've tried to cover, like, the problem is I like sad songs, but I look like this. So there's certain things where I'm like, I've considered, like, I'm like, what if I made, like, a second, you know, I guess still sort of eggy, but like a more, I guess like a more serious persona. Not necessarily serious, but like one that wouldn't look out of place if I try to do anything more serious, you know? You're overestimating the silliness. That's true, and I guess depending on how you draw the eggy, like you can kinda de-emphasize the silliness by just making the eyes less egg. But I don't know, I guess it's just the idea too of like, my name is NiceEggy. I don't know if that's sillier or less silly than the average, but I don't know, I guess I just see like, I see other people's usernames and I'm like, no! No, that's not what I'm like. But we're gonna overthink this and everyone will still call you Eggy. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess it's just like, the way I am on stream and the things I like to make in terms of like art and music and the like are at odds. So stream identity is singer identity. Yeah, that's what I consider. That's what I've considered. It's just I would have to like fully flesh it out and also commit to it, you know? And figure out how to execute on this in a way that would not be confusing to people seeing it for the first time, you know? Like, I remember thinking about, if you've ever heard of, like, Tommy February 6th and Tommy Heavenly 6th, it's the same person. But they're essentially just, like, two different personas that she has for, like, two different genres of music. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like it would be something, if I did that, it would be something more in that vein, I guess. Where it's like still very much the same person, but like it's not... Like, it's the same person, but also not at all, you know? I think you can be like both. Don't judge a book by its cover. Eggy's cute and nice, but inside she's sad. I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, even Polka Hololive has released sad songs before. And like, that doesn't seem to make her design any less silly. Although, I don't know. I'd have to check the videos for that, because like, I don't know if like she actually put her design in the music video, or if it was just like lyrics. Yeah. I think you've mastered the art of looking cool and fun. In actuality, you have a boring life full of grocery store and laundry and slep. Rebranding into grocery streamer. Today, I went to the grocery store. I purchased yogurt. And other things too. I purchased yogurt and hummus and blueberries. I mean, at the end of the day, who are we but all just people who go to the grocery store at some point, right? No matter how much you try to present yourself as somebody who is cool and interesting, at the end of the day, we are people who go to the grocery store. Yes, thank you, Taishi. Good job, Taishi. Thank you, Someone Uno. And Daynan, thank you for playing. That was the last game, because I will need to get ready for bed so I can maybe bedge. I can maybe be bedge at a reasonable time. Attention all customers, the stream is about to begin. I don't know, it's like, I don't think I could really do IRL streaming without like doxing myself. I guess maybe if I went to a grocery store that I don't usually go to. I don't know, I have weird qualms with IRL streaming because I'm just like... I don't know, like, even when I'm in public sometimes, I'm like, what if I take a picture and like someone's in the background? Like, I feel self-conscious sometimes even taking a picture in public if there's a chance that somebody else could be in the background. Like, sometimes there's been times where I've like taken a picture in front of like a shop window or something, and I look at the picture later and you can see like the vague reflection of someone else who was, you know, standing somewhere else but got reflected in the window, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah. I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, I guess in some places it's okay. Like, I can understand like somewhere like I know people do IRL streams sometimes like at events, which I think is fair. Like somewhere like, you know, like Anime Expo or TwitchCon, I'm like, that's, I mean, not that what they do there is necessarily always good, but like at least that's like a place where it makes sense to do a stream from, right? But I feel like just like going to the mall or just like being out on the street and doing an IRL stream, I'm just like, I don't know. There's something that feels weird to me about it. Because like even conventions, I think most of the time nowadays, like they don't enforce photo taking rules, like unless someone's harassing somebody else about it. And I feel like a lot of times when I've been to conventions, there's often like signs on the walls that are just like, hey, by stepping in here, please know that like you could appear in someone's photo or video, just like letting you know, you know? Yeah, warm up with vlogs, I guess, but vlogs is different because you can like edit things. I also don't feel like I have anything to vlog about. I don't go anywhere. I mean, I guess maybe if I go to a restaurant or something. If I go to a restaurant. But I don't know if I have enough to say. I feel like if I try to do even like short form, I feel like I'm just gonna accidentally plagiarizing Japan Eats. I feel like I'm just gonna end up doing that because I feel like that's mostly what I associate with like people who do videos about restaurants. But I narrated a video for walking around New York City, if I remember correctly. Actually, when I was there with Beba, Maybe if I went back and visited her again and I locked in this time, because when I was there with Beba, I was like taking photos and videos and stuff because I was like, yeah, maybe I will make like a travel vlog about my trip, but then I didn't lock in enough, and the stuff I have footage of is like not enough to put together into anything. And yeah, so I'm like, maybe if I went back and like locked in and we were both like on the same page of like, yes, we need to do fun things, but we also need to have like trip footage that can be like, you know, at least like a good solid 10 minutes of footage that can be put together in a video, you know? Yeah, you could just pre-record and edit an IRL video. You're really expecting to keep up with stream chat while walking around? I mean, fair. But if it's a groceries vlog, like, what's the point? You're just gonna see me grabbing things off shelves and have no say in the matter? But then again, what would be in chat for grocery stream? Someone would just be like... that, like, I would focus the camera on, like, a shelf and people would be like, the price is... That's wild! Why does the bread cost so much? What is feeble? I guess it means, like, weak. Pretty much, yeah. It came from Zelda. It came from Zelda. A character in it said feeble, and that got stuck in my brain. Yeah. Lacking physical strength, especially as a result of age or illness. I mean, I feel like it's not always age or illness. I feel like feeble, because it's also used as like an insult. I feel, well, I guess feeble-minded is like another term people use. That's also an insult, but also not. Like, it's one of those things I think it used to be like the proper term for it, and then stopped being that. Yeah. The disconnect between VTubers who are making plans for clips, highlight reels, vlogs, and other content is interesting and understandable. Well, I think the thing is that, like, we have the thing to deal with that other genres don't have to deal with, in the fact that, like, if you do things, if you go out on a trip and do things, this inherently is going to involve your real life face and body, right? Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of shots of the scenery and maybe some food. Like, I feel like most of the time it's like, that's the kind of thing where you have to, there's more to watch for in a way that feels, I think, more limiting than for, like, regular content. Yeah. There's something to explore, but most stay in the safe lane. I think the problem is that I feel like a lot of the places to explore are incredibly expensive to explore. Because I think a lot of people are doing very cool things in 3D, but the thing with 3D is that it's definitely more accessible than it used to be, but it's very expensive. Everyone's staying in the safe lane because the other lane is not the unsafe lane, it's the expensive lane. But I think it might be raid o'clock. I think it might be raid hours. Raid hours. Let's see who's raidable at this hour of 10:26 p.m. See, oh, we can raid John Bloom himself. Man, we can raid pretty much everyone we were just talking about. We can raid, well, I guess not Soy Milk. I think Soy Milk, was she on earlier? I don't think she's on. She's not on right now, I don't think. But yeah, we can raid into Slab, into Uwo Slab. Actually, no, we can raid into John Bloom. I feel like it's been a while since we've raided John. Wait, is he still? Oh no, he just finished. He just finished like 2 seconds ago. No! No! John! We've been betrayed by John. How could John do this to us? Let's see. Amontis is on. Slabman is on. Obake Pam is on. Grimmy's on. Corpse is on.
EGGY, what happened EGGY? What happened to the raid o'clock?
What?
Once again, your raid target has avoided you.
John. He dodged me. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. see. Our usuals aren't on. My usual fallbacks aren't on. Yeah, Nero started the second. Pull a name from your hat. From my hat? Do I just, like, scroll up and down and, like, see what I land on? I landed on nobody. I think my cursor went onto the other monitor. Hold on. Okay, somebody give me a number. I don't know how many it is. Give me a number. It's, like, I don't know. I don't know how many people are on this list. Give me a number between, like, 1 and, like, 12. I'm making sure people aren't saying 6, 7. What do we got? You know, maybe I should have specified. Okay, what do we have at 6? Casper Catacini at number 6. Who's at number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Obake Pam. 3. Slabman. Pi. Nobody. 1. Almontes. 8. Hold on, let me count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is somebody I followed 9,000 years ago, probably from a raid. I don't remember who this is. Ah, maybe this is somebody who rebranded. I'm like looking at this username and I'm like, my random number generator gave me 4. Okay, then I guess we're going to Obake Pam since she is number 4. This is more random than asking various people. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. Eggy is revealing her VTuber recommendation rankings. It's like the follow sidebar. I don't know how Twitch orders these. This isn't even the order in which I watch people in. This isn't even the order like the order of who I watch the most. I feel like sometimes people who I watch more often. Well, also too, I think Twitch is also weird because sometimes there's people that like don't stream very often, but when they do stream, I'm there every time, right? As opposed to someone who streams like every day. So obviously I'm not making all of them, but it's like I don't know how it orders them. Hello, Geost. I'm about to raid. I'm about to raid someone, I'm sorry. Here we go. Alright. We are going to raid Obake Pam, and what are we gonna say to Obake Pam? Oh goodness. What are we gonna say to her? Maybe we can be locked in raid tonight. Because I was somewhat locked in. Because I need to be locked in. We are locked in. Okay, everybody? We're locked in. And I will be locked in enough to see you again later this week. I now need to be locked in on Deltarune. And I will need to be locked in on other things. Super locked in Eggy, okay? Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good and also locked in. And I will be seeing you later this week. And until then, au revoir. Goodbye.